Yes, the recording is in progress. Let's see here. Come on. Preparing the stream. There we go. I think we're on Facebook already. Yeah, we're on Facebook already. Yep. There we go. Okay. Hey everybody, how are you? Wow, we have a lot of people waiting. Boy, you guys love this show, don't you? You love me, don't you? No, you don't. You hate me. I'm the most hated man in America. Trump is jealous of me. I'm so hated. Let me see here. Where are we going to go? Okay, let's bring everybody in here. We got Charlene Solis and Scott Boddicker and Jeff Stein and Mike Chisholm and Len LaFrisco and Francine Witt and Andrew Deutsch. We got a whole ton of them. Plus, we've got Edward Berger.
That's right.
That's right. Okay, here comes Paula.
I no longer have to sacrifice a delicious home cooked meal.
Who's got their TV set on? Is that Marjorie? Here,
No, not in this room.
Here comes Mandy. On my screen, I have nothing but women on the bottom of the panel. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Hello to let's see here. I think I said hello to Charlene and Francine and Paula and there's Andrew Deutsch. Hello, Andrew.
Hello.
And there's the lovely and attractive. She's the Darla of our gang here, Mandy O'Brien. You know,
new car owner apparently.
A new car? You have a new car, Mandy?
It's I got like a 2020, but I was in that accident back in November where that person hit me on the interstate.
Yeah.
And they ended up fixing the car. I thought they were going to total it. So I went out and bought another car and then they fixed it. So now I got to sell it. Sell the old.
Oh, but yeah, you now own two cars.
Correct.
Yeah. What can you get for the one that was fixed up? Can you get as much because it was in an accident?
Well, that's the key. I mean, we'll see. I've had two people ask about it. It's a Honda CRV, which are kind of like highly sought after.
Yeah,
a good car.
They keep their value. So it only was the exhaust. That's why they didn't total it, because it was just the exhaust got pushed up into the tire. That's why I couldn't drive it. Got pushed up into the tire. So it wasn't as bad a damage as we originally thought. So hopefully didn't lose much. They didn't give me diminished value. They said there was no diminished value. So
no diminished value. Okay.
Right.
That's what they say about me. By the way, you want to hear a new promo I've done here? Let me put in here. Let me see here so that you can all hear it. Okay.
This is brilliant.
This is a new spot I did for Gabnet. Okay.
Listen to it. Listen.
New promo, and I think you'll all be able to hear it. Okay.
It's great.
If you can't, let me know. Here we go. Wait a minute. Well, I got to turn that up. There we go. There. Now they'll be able to all hear it. Oh boy. Here we go.
Alex Bennett has just gotten a year older. We won't tell you how old he really is, but let's just say he's really old. Now I know what you're thinking, that he can't be that old, but believe me, he's older than that. For a guy his age, he's bitten off more than he can chew. And take it from me, he has, with what teeth are left. Every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, he hosts his PopUp program. Then Wednesday through Friday at 10:30 p.m., it's The Ramble. On top of all of this, he runs Gabnet and edits and posts all the shows you hear, along with designing and maintaining its website. When does he get to sleep? Quite often, since in all these skills he's quite mediocre, and he dozes off a lot. In fact, he even wrote this promo proving that he has mastered the art of self-deprecation. So feel sorry for the old guy. He still thinks he can do his shows like he used to. Alex Bennett, just about the oldest guy on the internet, and certainly here on Gabnet. Talk like you've never heard before.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and thanks to Albert for that.
Isn't that great?
Wonderful rendition of what he's doing. I noticed we have Mike Chisholm here, and he's from our 51st date.
I'm excited. I'm getting balloons and banners ready to go.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
doubling down on that. I don't understand it.
He is doubling down. In fact, today he had, he had a map of the United States with a big thing written in saying Gulf of America.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna, that's gonna be real news for Ram McNally.
Yeah.
I thought it was the Gulf of Obama.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They renamed it the same day they renamed the canal to the Kamala Canal.
Right, Kamala Canal. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, look at Jeff. Where is he? Is that water behind
Yeah, it
me?
is.
Yeah.
Is it the Kamala Canal?
Swim around.
Yeah. He's down in Florida. It's really nice. It's really
I
nice.
figured I'd move outside.
You figured to move outside? Yeah. No, that's nice. That's really a nice place to do it.
I don't know if I could stand all that sunshine. God.
That would
Yeah,
mean
put,
I'd
put
have
a
to,
lot of cream on.
that would mean I'd have to go out and walk.
That's right.
We were going to go out and walk this week, but then there's nothing but snow out there. So,
Yeah,
it's
we don't have
melting.
snow
It's
anymore.
melting. Anybody else have snow here?
We did. I had ice on my car, the big thick ice on the car this morning, but
Really?
yeah.
But that was just ice, not snow.
Well, we had snow, but what was left was the ice. It was about an inch thick.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you have snow where you were, Paula?
Yeah, it's really a whole lot of fun. Yeah.
There's a whole lot of snow out there.
No, there's not that much snow left because it did warm up, but then the ice came. So, I don't know what's worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where Paul is, she gets about half of what we do here.
Right.
She's south.
And we get about 1/100th of what you get here. Right?
Pay your bills, you
We
might
had a
get some.
snowstorm, didn't we, Francine?
Well, yeah, sure.
It was a 2-hour, 3-hour snowstorm, and that was
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But it left something there,
Yeah, just a bit, just a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. How's the weather in California, guys?
Old.
Beautiful.
It was cold this morning, like 30, but it's 56
30?
and 70 right now.
Yeah. And Scott Boddicker and deep in the heart of Texas, and Charlie deep in the heart of Texas. How's it there?
Well, actually, it's been pretty nice in Austin.
It's cold and cloudy and misty, so it's very miserable outside.
That's what it's like today, but over the weekend and last week, it was gorgeous.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
you-
85, 88 it hit here. 88 yesterday, I think it was.
Charlie, you live in
Saturday,
Austin,
maybe Saturday.
right?
Saturday. Yeah.
You live in Austin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
How's it?
umpiring in shorts last week.
Yeah. How's it where you are, John Ewing?
Like Len said, it was like 35 over here in Nevada, but the sun's out, fresh air, good time for a walk, very content.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Mandy, how's your weather out there in
Oh,
Georgia?
it's like sunny and 70, but it's going to be 19 degrees next week. Who knows?
Jesus.
Does it get
This
that
is our
cold?
false spring. We're in our false spring right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does it really get that cold down there?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago it was in the teens. I was having to drip my faucets and everything.
Wow.
But then it gets back up. We have our fake spring, and then we have some more cold, and then we have our real spring.
Oh, okay. And Marjorie, how's the weather where you are?
It's dry and sunny.
Yeah. And you went out today
I went out.
because
I
she had to go. She had to go to her condo she owns. Is it a condo technically? What is it?
It's a condo.
It's a condo, and she had to. She's selling it, so she had to. Anybody want to buy? By the way,
How much? How much?
It's a one bedroom.
it's one bedroom. It's a little on the smallish side,
What does it go for?
If we both lived in that apartment over the last couple of years during COVID, for instance, one of
It
us
would
would
have
be
been
dead by
difficult.
now.
There'd only be one left of us.
Yeah. And then there'd be enough room in that apartment. It's a smaller, it's a smallish apartment. We would have moved into it, but it just didn't take two people very well. Guess what? Guess
Yeah.
what? I finally signed my lease on this apartment today.
Yay.
After
They finally caved in and gave it to us, gave us a lease for what we, signed our original lease for.
Yeah.
And plus the changes, plus the overage, plus whatever. And they sent it to me today, and I signed it, and I sent it back to them. And now all they've got to do is sign it and send it back to me. So
Beautiful.
And they're very modern now. They did the whole thing by internet.
Yeah.
Before
DocuSign.
they still slide a bill under our door every month. Even though we just have it sent in our account. Just mail it to them, mail it to them, mail it to them. So my rent now, because I upped for 40 for 2 years, is oh God, it went up massively. It's now $540 a month.
God almighty. On that size
2,500 square
apartment?
feet.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh my
Mike Chisholm
God.
was rolling his head around on that.
Oh, I mean, how many people in the world wish that they could live in New York City for that?
I don't
we
think
can
there's
see the
anybody.
Empire State Building
I
from
don't
here.
think you could live in where are you again, Paula?
Am I picking up, baby?
Where, Akron, Ohio?
Akron, Ohio. I bet you can't get an apartment for $500 and $540 a month.
It's like
Well,
20
you
cents a
could, but you
square
wouldn't
foot.
want to live there.
It's funny. The guy at the management company who manages this thing, who I talked to, a very nice guy, said to me, "Gee, I wish I could have that kind of rent."
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody does. Everybody says to me, "Gee, I wish I could have that kind of rent."
Yeah, well, we
Yeah.
went to court on it, and it was long and expensive.
And it costs us about $140,000 to get it to that. But
Did it really?
You can rent cheaper than that here if you don't mind the word Frigidaire on the door and the sign of the traffic going over the bridge.
We didn't pay any rent for years on this apartment. Didn't pay any
Right.
rent at all. So if you count that in there, we really got quite a deal here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we'd move out, only we're not moving out.
Yeah.
Even if we were to move out somewhere else, we would keep this apartment.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, we wouldn't sublease it,
You can't.
Well,
You
I
can't,
think
Alex.
actually we can. We can.
You don't want to play with that.
But I don't want to deal with it. It's like today. I sent this new lease to my lawyer, and he said, "Well, they really have to let you know 3 months in advance. So you have 3 months. You don't have to pay them." And I said, "I'm going to pay them, and let's be done with it." I mean, I even paid them the difference between the 140 and the 513 we were paying them. So
Yeah. Wow.
anyway, that's our little.
It's a great deal.
It's a great deal.
One that on the
And I
there's
feel
no
that I
need to
can
give
I
it
can
up.
now put my feet up on the couch or whatever and feel like I'm here. They can't throw me out.
Was the apartment furnished, or is it when you got it?
It is now after we moved
Yeah,
in.
you furnished.
We
Yeah, so
furnished
it's your stuff. Okay, it's your stuff. All right.
Yeah, it's our stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Can you get furnished apartments anymore in New York City,
Sure.
Francie?
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can?
I'm sure.
Not for 20 cents a square foot.
Andrew has one, but my son.
Yeah.
Oh, different Andrew.
Anyway, so how have you guys all been? What's been happening?
There was a game yesterday of some sort. Yeah.
There was
Where's Brian tonight? He's probably hungover.
Yeah, I bet he is.
I would imagine that game yesterday that somebody said, I think it was Drudge, said it was one of the worst of all time.
It was the worst, but I was so glad for the Eagles. So
Yeah, but I mean, when the spread is that much, people are not going to make a hell of a lot of money on bets and things like that, too, from what I know about betting. So it was not a good game in any respect yesterday for the people who bet on it. Yeah,
but they were probably, hey, March, they're probably celebrating on Broad Street now, right?
Yeah, probably.
Well, they tore
And of course, the fans are as rude as ever, as I understand it.
Yes.
Well,
whoa.
Americans are as rude as ever.
Yeah.
Well, the Eagles take pride in the Eagles fans.
Yeah, the Philadelphia
and dumber
to a different level compared to Red States.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Philadelphia sports fans they're a kind up to themselves. It's amazing.
Well, they tear down half the town when they win.
Why not?
Yeah, you got a problem with that?
like I'm a giant LA Kings fan, and I watched my Kings play in all sorts of different buildings. I have never, ever, ever feared wearing a Kings jersey going into a visitor arena. I would never do it in Philadelphia or Boston, for that matter. I wouldn't do it in either one of those cities.
Yeah. Well, the rest of the country's kind of silly anyway. Supposedly, Trump was there yesterday. And when they showed him on the Jumbotron during the national anthem, people cheered. I'm going.
Yeah, I don't know why.
And
I saw
they pumped that in, Alex. I heard they
that was not real.
Fox changed it and made it cheery when they showed him. Actually, they were booing in the stand.
They were booing.
Yes.
Really? They were giving him the finger.
They were
and
booing?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was Fox.
Yay!
It was Fox.
I know.
Is Trump going to say anything about that and go after?
I know people
Fox,
who were there and they said that they were cheering him. I know people who were at the game and they said,
Did you see that picture?
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's an old picture.
Oh boy. Yeah. Well,
funny.
Anyway,
We were telling his popularity went to 11.
Yeah.
His popularity is actually very good right now, which even makes me more want to move out of this country.
Yeah, same.
In fact, you can all join us. We'll just get a big house where we can hold 12 people. How many people are here today? 12, 13, 14 people.
We might have a few spouses that want to come.
Yeah.
We might have some spouses that want to come as well.
Yeah, well, we've thought about it and we just go, well, they got a couple of years left, but do we want to be here for them with all this going on? To begin with, it gives Marjorie agita. She turns on MSNBC. Did I hear that Trump is trying to go after MSNBC?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he can't close them down because they're not controlled by the federal government in any way.
Like he cares.
Only NBC, who might have NBC stations, they could go after their stations, but they couldn't go after MSNBC and close it down.
And make sure you save your pennies too, because he's turning no more pennies. He's decreed.
Well,
they're going to
do you disagree with that?
That's the only thing he's done I agree with.
Yeah.
They haven't had it years and nobody cares.
They said it costs 3 cents to make a penny.
Yeah, it does.
Get rid of it.
Yeah, no, a penny is
useless.
I mean, it used to not be useless. It used to be you had penny candy when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there were a lot of things you could buy for a penny, but not anymore. Forget
Used
it.
to be able to buy a thought for a penny.
I'll give you a penny for your thoughts. Yes. Absolutely. So I mean, I don't mind the penny going away. I wanted to go away years ago. What do we have? We have a whole bottle, water bottle. Those water bottles that we've filled with pennies. Now,
No, Alex. It's quarters, nickels, and dimes. The pennies are in those little containers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, we never put anything in.
How are you ever going to cash those things in? Do you know how heavy that bottle is? We couldn't even lift it to put it on a cart.
They got the thing at the supermarket. You dump it in and it counts it out. And gives
You got to get it to the supermarket.
Try lifting it.
We'll be there for well, you can also, there are a couple of banks here. There's one bank that has a coin thing.
Coin Star, yeah.
But,
remember that old bit on Saturday Night Live?
How are you going to get all those quarters there, Marjorie? Have you got any plan at all?
No.
Pennies, though, are just, I don't know. They just always go in a jar somewhere, in a bucket somewhere.
No shit.
They just fill up into your pocket. You know what they got rid of years ago? They got rid of the silver dollars.
No, they didn't.
They still
all
have
the
them?
all the vending machines have silver dollars in them for change.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're here,
Not
here at my factory. You go out and you buy something, and it gives you your change in silver dollars.
Really?
It's silver
Yeah,
dollars or the Sacagawea dollars or what?
Yeah.
What are they?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about the silver
Here.
dollars, the big ones.
Is
Oh,
that the
I'm talking-
Sacagawea dollar?
Yeah.
No,
the
this is
Sacagawea-
a Zachary Taylor dollar coin.
Okay,
Exactly.
but the big silver dollars.
Yeah.
They still make
Yeah,
those.
After
Yeah.
the Susan B. Anthony's, they made them smaller.
Yeah, but I'm saying the big ones. I remember when I used to work in Nevada, when I used to work in Reno. I used to get every change you got, it was in silver dollars. You didn't get dollar bills.
Right.
And I would put them in my pocket, and I'd have like 20 of them in there. And after a while, they ripped your pocket.
Yeah, those are heavy.
You couldn't keep your pockets going in your pants because of the dollar coins. But I can't remember the last time I ever paid in cash.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. How many here pay in cash? Do you pay? Who here?
Sometimes.
Scott Boddicker pays in cash. You do, Andrew?
I do.
When I need to.
Yeah.
Oh, he said when you need to, but when do you need to?
I went to CVS and paid cash today.
When it's your weed
Really?
dealer, then you need to.
Yeah.
It's legal here. I just don't buy any.
So, what do you use it on, Scott? What do you pay for in cash?
Today I bought paid for my daughter or my wife's prescription, $5. Gave them a 10, they gave me a 5 back. And now I'm-
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Well,
buy coffee at 7-Eleven, $2.37, $2.37.
Box of Depends.
Nope. That depends, whether I need it or not.
That way it doesn't show up on your receipts.
Yeah.
by the way, at my age, are Depends tax deductible?
Yes.
Yes, they are actually.
They are now. Talked about them on the
Depends.
show.
Marjorie always had this great thing that she used to do with me. Every time we go to Costco, she would go up to where the Depends were.
The men's extra large.
Men's extra large, and pull them out and say, "Alex, you need these, don't you?"
That's great.
I saw a company who's making
I found that just absolutely disgusting. But today, if she did it, I would answer, "Yeah, pick up one box."
I saw a company that's making gag mailers. You can mail people gifts that say things on them like reconditioned adult toys and on the outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. That sounds like a good idea.
I think it's clever. They're expensive. It's like $30. I thought I'd get one as a joke, but
Yeah.
$30.
So what's new in Ohio, Paula?
I don't even know what to say about anything that's new. I'm trying to get away from angst and feel the world's coming to an end. It's too much. It's too much.
Have you turned off the news?
No, I can't do that. I have
Why?
to find out.
Why?
Because
Marjorie can't either, but why?
I don't want to be stupid.
Well, no, you're not being stupid. You're just not getting the news every minute of every day.
No, I'm not doing that.
Marjorie does it all the time, and she keeps yelling. Yes, you do.
Not,
You
Alex.
do so. No, you yell at the TV set. I can hear you. And the most often used phrase by Marjorie to the television set is, "Shut the fuck up."
If that helps, it's a good idea.
If it takes care of her angst, fine, but it doesn't, so what the hell, so
I'm waiting to see what happens when the court orders get defied. You know, like that's the next thing that we'll be looking at.
Yeah, well,
And it's already happening, as I understand it.
oh yeah, it's going. You can't just run in, write a whole bunch of executive orders, and expect that all of them are going to stick. You know.
No. What I'm saying is that there are court orders to stop what he was doing,
Yeah.
and he's still doing it.
Yeah, they're not
Money's still
stopping.
being taken out of wrong places.
Well, I say arrest him and throw him in the slammer.
But that's the problem Paul is talking about, is that the people who enforce what the court says, court has no authority to enforce.
Right.
If the marshals refuse to enforce the rules that the federal court makes, then all bets are off. That's the beginning of the autocracy.
Let's say a court says you have to stop doing this or stop doing that, and you don't stop doing it. Now the court can make an order to have you arrested, can't they?
Yeah, but the people who enforce that order can say the president said no, I work for him, which is the Marshal Service, and it's all part of the DOJ, which reports to him. Once that happens, we no longer have a democracy. We no longer have three branches of government, and that's what's next.
Well, I don't want to get too political on this show, but we no longer do have a democracy. You know, so until we can elect somebody who will bring it back, and I don't think we're going to have anybody to bring it back for years. I don't think this country is able to vote sensibly.
Fortunately, they can't decide between the new name if it's Trumpistan or Muskistan, so we've got a little bit of time left.
Yeah, we still have people with a sense of humor. That's about the only thing that we can.
Where?
Canada becomes part of the 51st. You'll have lots of humor once Canada's in. Don't worry about that. You'll be loaded up.
Yeah, I know how happy the Canadians
by the way, 25% tariff on all your steel coming into this country.
And aluminum.
Huh?
And aluminum.
And aluminium, as they call it up in Canada.
Hey, Mike, I was watching on TV. They were showing that all the U.S. products at the supermarket are being put on the bottom shelf, and everything Canadian's labeled Canadian, so Canadians don't buy our stuff. Is that happening around you?
I the only thing that I have seen are Facebook posts of people posting, this was made in Canada, this was not, this was, and then there are some people who are like, because apparently there's a difference between if it was more than 51% and if it was 91% made in Canada. So you have people who are alerting these things. My wife and I went to a local grocery store yesterday, and I didn't see any merchandising that had changed at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know what? I was wondering about this. One of the things that Canada supplies us with, in fact, the most between Mexico and Canada, it supplies the most, is steel, which is being tariffed. Suppose, and you can probably find other buyers for your steel. You just say, well, then we're not sending any steel to America. Boy, would that idea collapse real fast?
Yeah, like I'm hearing there are a lot of people saying, okay, well, all it's going to do is deepen our relationship with China because we have all these natural resources and whatnot. Also, like water and also electricity. We sell a lot of electricity to the U.S. as well. And I mean, we're $1 trillion trading partner, right? Mm-hmm. My hope, and my instinct is that this is all saber rattling, and 3 or 4 months from now, there's going to be some sort of new free trade, whatever. That I don't know. But to me, it really, really doesn't make sense to axe the relationship with your biggest trading partner by far, who has a lot of the resources that are necessary.
But you could sell that stuff elsewhere.
Well, that's something that people are talking about already.
Absolutely can.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, Alex, because if say for right today, the cost of steel, just use a number, was $1, mm-hmm. and now there's a 25% tariff coming from our main supplier, which is Canada. So now the cost is $1.25. You think the U.S. steel companies are going to stay at $1? No, they're going to be $1.20, $1.22.
Yeah, they're going to raise too.
The retaliation in the U.S. will change, and it'll increase American domestic costs, and the steel companies will take a windfall profit.
Wow.
That happened
that's
with
how it
washing
works.
machines. That happened with
Absolutely.
washing machines back in the first Trump administration.
Yeah.
Big tax on Chinese, South Korean washing machines, and then Whirlpool and Maytag matched it.
Yeah. The other is, I don't know how many $100 billion worth of agricultural products that were going out USAID that were bought from American farmers are now going to rot in storage because nobody's buying them.
That's right.
And it's, I mean, every one of these decisions has a retaliation and has an impact beyond what just the tariff does.
Well,
when we did this,
but a lot of that was used for USAID.
Yeah, but I think that there was a judge or something who put a halt to doing what they're doing with USAID, and they can't fire all those.
But it didn't stop.
Can't fire the people, but they can stop the programs.
Yeah.
And I mean, the funniest news I saw was that during the last administration, what's her name? Ivanka got, I think it was $11,000 from USAID to buy equipment for an event that she held. So she's one of these welfare queens,
Yeah. But I think it's just I think that this whole thing, Canada. Why give Canada a bad time? What did they ever do? All they did was apologize for anything you accused them of. So. What did they ever do? I can see.
Plus, we sent you Mr. Robert Goulet. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that was one of the bad things. You gave us William Shatner, too.
And Alan Thicke. I mean,
yeah. And there are a few others I can't remember right now.
Yeah, I'm just giving you the highlights.
What's
Hey, speaking of which, Paul Schaefer and the World's Most Dangerous Band is on The Tonight Show all week this week.
Oh, really?
Yep, they're the house band for The Tonight Show, and I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, well, that means I have to watch Fallon. Is that what you're saying?
I'm sorry, but Paul Schaefer's a Canadian hero. It's got to be done. If you want to get,
he is Canadian, isn't he?
Yeah, very much so.
And I might add, a Canadian Jew.
There you go. See,
I hear he's charging 25% more to be on the show.
And he's bald as well. That's the trifecta.
Yeah, I guess. Well, anyway, I'll tell you, he hasn't been any good since he was on A Year at the Top. You're the only one that got that joke.
No, I was in the audience for the pilot episode of that show.
Lynn said that before. That's crazy.
This is a show called A Year at the Top.
Yep.
Which starred who?
Greg Evigan.
And Paul Schaefer.
And the first show had Mickey Rooney on it.
Right. Mickey Rooney. Yeah.
They made a deal with the devil. They made a deal with the devil.
They made a deal with the devil to be
father and I sat in the audience and watched that pilot get taped. That's
really
crazy, right?
That's amazing. Yeah.
I know. What a small world, right?
Yeah. You're at the top. I'm funny. I can't remember things these days, mainly because I'm an old fart, like you heard on the ad. I can't remember stuff, but all of a sudden I come out with A Year at the Top.
Yeah, right.
Created by the way, Norman Lear.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
They only did like 4 episodes, and I don't know if even all 4 of them even aired.
I'm not even sure that they all aired.
I had a guy I knew, I'm trying to remember his name right now, but he was a comedian, and he used to come on my show all the time in San Francisco. And we got very happy for him because all of a sudden he got a primetime show. He did a pilot. They said, fine, let's do more. And the Saturday, I guess, before it came out, the TV Guide had the show listed with a 2-page advertisement in TV Guide.
That's big.
Big, right?
That's big, yeah.
On Sunday night, he gets a call from the network. They've decided not to run the show. They're canceling it.
No.
Yep.
Nice.
And I always said to him, what kept you from just putting a gun in your mouth at that point? And he said, I just said to myself, that's television. And he went back to Sacramento and became a local television personality. I'm trying to remember his name right now.
Yeah,
Very
who is it?
talented, very funny guy.
Who could that be?
That almost happened to Seinfeld a multiple of times.
Yep.
Yeah, really?
They barely got that first season out. Yeah.
Well, that first season was only 4 episodes, I think.
Something like
maybe,
that. It was
maybe
real
6.
Small. I thought it was 7, but yeah.
And then they renewed it for another 6 shows.
Yeah.
The second season was 6 shows.
That one teetered, man. Rick Ludwin, Rick Ludwin went to the mattresses for that one.
Yeah.
And he was right. He was bang on.
A great show. Yeah. But anyway, so, I mean, what were we saying? No, we were talking about A Year at the Top, Paul Schaefer. That's it.
I wish I could find that somewhere. You think it's out there in the ether?
What, A Year at the Top?
Yeah.
I imagine maybe you could put it on YouTube, put it into YouTube and see if it comes up.
I'm leaving early today to go pick up my granddaughter. When I leave, I'm sure Don Giller will pop on. You could ask him if he's got it.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
There's I just looked on YouTube. Yeah, there's promos for it.
Oh, cool.
Promos.
Yeah.
But
It
not
says
the
CBS
show.
Network, A Year at the Top, rare show, promo, 1977.
Oh, it's the promo. 77. That's when I was there. Yeah. That's exactly
On
right.
something called Fuzzy Memory TV.
What are the chances that we have like 14 people here, right? And that we mention a show called A Year at the Top, which is so, none of you have heard of it, right? And all of a sudden, we get a guy here who was at the pilot of that show.
That's
crazy. It's so crazy.
Now, what are the chances? And I'll tell you what the chances are, okay? 100%, because he did, and it has happened, okay? So it's 100%.
Yeah. I was at the pilot of the Price is Right 2.0 with Ed Berger as the host. It was amazing.
I wish.
Yeah, he goes back there every year to see if they still need him.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Isn't that right, Ed?
That's right.
Good, yeah. All right. Boy.
He'll show that Drew Carey a thing or two.
That's right.
Sounds like I have a sitcom here, and that's a catchphrase on the show.
You usually have to pay extra for those.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to turn on the lights in the studio. Echo, turn on the studio. Echo, turn on studio. There we go now.
Hey.
Wait a minute. Echo, turn on lights. There we go. They turned on the other lights here. Okay.
All right. I don't want to get too blue for this show, but do you ever say Echo, turn on Marjorie?
No, but she does have a vibrator that does that. So,
but not attached to the Echo system.
Wouldn't it be great if they put out vibrators as you hook up to your Wi-Fi?
Yeah.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
That'd be funny. You make the command, and then suddenly your nightstand starts
vibrating.
Yeah, that'd be vibrating.
Yeah. But we're Marjorie's feeling better. Yeah.
Good.
I have my playmate back a little more.
Somewhat.
Yeah. Look who's in her car now.
Yeah.
Her new car.
And that's her new car, the one she bought, right? Right. The other one stays at home.
You're on mute, Mandy.
No, you know.
The other one's at home, Mandy?
I know. Yes, the other one is at home.
What kind of car did you get?
It's a Mazda CX-30.
Nice. My wife just got the CX-50. They're great, aren't they?
Yes, I love it. And it's a 2020. Oh, see, I've got this new thing to hold my phone, and it's just not very stable. But yeah, I really like it. My CX-30 says smaller, but it's like a little hatchback. It's very sporty and cute.
Yeah.
And it's a 2020, but it's got all the bells and whistles. Like I've got all this great audio,
Yeah.
all the fun stuff you can have.
All I know is the cars I see now, the front dash looks like a LED display takes up the whole front of the car.
Yeah, it looks like a video game. They look great.
Yeah, I have like a little screen that's like popped up in the middle of the dashboard.
Yeah.
And I just have like a little control right next to me, like a little scrolly button. It's almost like a mouse, but it's like a knob that turns. And then you can just scroll through everything, do all your, your audio, your radio, or your Sirius XM, or whatever you're doing, or your phone. Texting. You can do text, like you can click on you can do CarPlay. So it's Apple CarPlay enabled. So you can hook your phone up and you can just click on it and it will take you can say, send a text to Joe, and it'll, you could just talk into the car and it'll
right. That's
send.
good.
Okay to send. This is what you were saying.
Yeah.
So you can do all of it hands-free.
Yeah. Do you remember when the car was a place you could go that nobody could get you?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the advantage of being in the car for a while, because there's no way anybody could contact you. Now you can't get away from anything.
No.
God.
No.
What the hell? So where are you going? You're going to go do your
Yeah, I'm going to my class. Yeah.
Yeah. She teaches a class.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marjorie, I heard you calling. You're going to take some Pilates or something?
Yeah, they're opening up like almost a block away.
And Pilates is what exactly? It's a
lot
low
of
impact.
stretching.
What?
It's a lot of stretching, which is important.
Yeah, it's low impact exercising.
Yes, but a lot of it is stretching, and that's what you really need to do.
It beats the hell out of you, though.
I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, no. My wife does it once a week. My wife's preparing for a bodybuilding competition that she's going to go into. And
wait a minute, she bodybuilds?
Bodybuilding?
Yeah. So our son is a personal trainer. He's like jacked. He looks like a Greek god. And a couple of years ago, he started training his mom. My wife, she fell in love with it. She absolutely fell in love with it, and decided that before she was 55, she was going to go on a stage, and as a goal for her. So she's turning 54 this year, and she's going to do it this July. So I'm really proud of her. But she does Pilates once a week to sculpt the little muscles and to do like the little movements, like to really refine it. And she comes out of there, and it's beat the crap out of her. She's tired. She knows she had a good workout. Those Pilates machines ain't no joke.
I want to do Pilates too, but I cannot ever there's a studio opened up very near my house, but you can't ever get in the class. It's always full. You're on a wait list.
Yeah, well, they have you have to have a machine, right? So when the machines fill up, that's all they got.
Right. So it's just impossible to join it because I'm not going to pay him the money and never be able to go to a class.
So how buffed is your wife, Mike?
Very buff.
She's
smiling.
got some thighs on her, man. She's got some crazy shoulders. Her thighs are unbelievable. Her calves are unbelievable. She got big arms. Yeah,
I wasn't that impressed with them.
Why do you think he's afraid to leave her?
Who's the comedian who died? I'm trying to think. Well, the one we all kind of loved. It was very funny.
Gilbert Godfrey?
Norm MacDonald.
Oh, Norm.
Norm MacDonald.
I saw him in some kind of interview where he said, "Here, I'll tell you a joke I really love." He said a guy goes to his doctor. He says, "Doc, I don't know what I'm going to do about my wife. She's in a coma and she won't come out of it." And the doctor said, "Well, what I would do if I were you is go in the next room and perform oral sex." And he said, "Really? Do you think that'll help?" He says, "Couldn't hurt." So he goes in, comes back. The doctor says, "Well, how did it go?" She said, "Nah, she kept choking."
Jeez.
That's your wife?
That's my wife.
My
Look at those
God.
guns.
Wow.
Oh,
Damn.
Good for her.
I guess you don't sass her, do you?
boom.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
And is there more coming here?
Well, so there's her like in normal
Wow.
life.
Wow.
Yeah, she's
What and what
pretty-
made her? What obsessed her to do this?
Well, like I say, Nico doing it, our son doing it, kind of was a bit of a gateway. He moved over into that career 2 years ago. It was always his dream to do it, and then when he moved over to it, he kind of made his mom his case study a little bit, and she just fell in love with lifting. She's she loves it so much. It's like a drug for her. She just
Well, it is a drug. It is definitely a drug.
Get those endorphins.
Yeah.
How many times did she bench you?
It's funny because the strength thing, like I work out with her.
That's when she's trying to lift dead weight.
I hate to show, revealing pictures of my wife and leave, but it turns out I've got to show revealing pictures of my wife and leave. I got to go get my granddaughter.
Okay.
Appreciate you guys.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.
Adios.
Goodbye to. We'll say goodbye to him now. Yeah, goodbye to my.
And then you can say the other thing.
Hey, Mike, I'll talk to you soon because I want to do some more shows with you.
Can't wait. Let's do it. Can't wait.
Okay. Bye. There he goes.
He's only allowed to be on 25%.
God, am I glad he's gone? Jeez.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to ask him when they're going to rename Lake Michigan to Lake Poutine.
Yeah.
You like my idea there, huh?
Yeah, that's where I got it from. Yeah.
Was that your idea?
Yeah. It's funny. I post crazy crap, and you should see the direct messages I get from people who don't have the courage to actually comment on the page.
Oh,
One of these days, I'm going to collect all of them and publish them.
Well, how about the people that don't have what is that? I just got a thing. Pay Easy Pass. I don't have an Easy Pass, do I, Marjorie?
It's a scam.
Yeah, that's phony.
Yeah.
Oh, it is phoning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I keep getting stuff for my.
But I'd appreciate if you pay since I sent it.
Yeah.
What good is texting when you never answer anything because you're afraid of somebody trying to get money out of you? You know.
That's why all your friends should have a safe word.
Yeah.
No, it's true. Anyway,
my grandkids do. If they text me, they know what word they have to include in the text, so I know it's them.
Yeah. What's happening in Petaluma?
I'm in Nevada.
Nevada.
That's okay.
I knew I was
Nevada's
wrong.
kind of extremely quiet. Petaluma's, the housings help young people because nobody can afford to live in Marin. So people that start families go up to Petaluma.
Go up to Petaluma.
Yeah.
Wow.
And even farther up to
Is
Roanoke
that where they have the $500 apartments?
No.
I don't even think that.
No.
Escalating.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty pricey all the way around here for young people.
But some of those towns in Northern California aren't bad to live in if you can do your work from home,
Right.
and you don't have to travel to the city or whatever.
Yeah.
It's perfect,
Yeah.
I remember quite a few towns I used to hang out in there. I had a girlfriend who lived in one of them, and it was just nice. It was just, it's just so off the beaten path.
That's true.
I keep mentioning to Marjorie that we should move to California, get a house in upstate California, and just live there. To get out on the porch and look at the sky and the trees and everything, and of course the bear that's going to attack you.
You're really close to the ocean too up there. It's a short drive to get out to the crashing waves.
Well, I had a girlfriend whose parents bought a house or built a house in Gualala. Do you know where that is?
Yeah, sure do.
And it was right off Highway 1. And they were on the other side of Highway 1. On the other side of them was the ocean. So it was a wonderful view.
Yeah.
But
that's a real sleepy town.
Very sleepy.
Yeah. I went nuts one night. There was nothing to do at all.
Well, they say they live in Gualala, or they said they lived in Gualala, although her mother died. But they lived in Gualala. But Gualala is just the closest city to them. So they just consider them part of Gualala.
I'm trying to remember the development up there. It Is there a golf course nearby?
Not that I remember.
Okay.
Just the ocean on the other side of the highway.
Yeah. Nice.
You could just walk down their front lawn or whatever, and there was the highway. You just walk across the highway and you're at the ocean. Yeah.
That's right.
Really, really nice.
Mm.
But Marjorie's just trying to get us to go on vacation. So where are we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're in charge of vacations.
Well, you just told me that today. So
Oh,
I'll
no,
start-
you know that.
I don't know that.
You know why you're in charge of vacations? Because if I told you someplace I wanted to go, I don't want to go there. So I let you choose. You know, because I don't care. I don't care where we go. You know.
Oh, did you guys see that commercial who watched the Super Bowl? Did you guys see that commercial for that new cruise line?
Yeah,
the
that
new boat
looks
on that?
great.
Yeah.
I'm going on one of those MSC or whatever it's called.
MSC.
I'm going on one of those boats in April.
Wow. How many do they hold, Mandy?
I'm not sure. Like, my boyfriend's the one that booked it, and he's never been on one either, but one of the people we work with, she's been on them and she's recommended them.
That boat looks huge.
They're bigger
Yeah,
boats.
that's the new one. We're not going on that one, but she said they're really nice. There's like not a lot of kids, even though kids are allowed, they're not a lot. And it's got a large like international presence to them.
I think if they had one of those boats in the water slides, which were for kids, just when you went on the water slide, you wound up in
They're gone.
They're gone. They're wind up in the ocean. The first cruise to come up with that will get my money.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, this one just it's going to Nassau, and then they have a private island like like a lot of them do. Royal Caribbean has one called Coco Cay. This one's got one, I can't remember the name, but it's supposedly, according to a lot of reviews, it's like the best private island of all the cruise ships.
Yeah. Better than Epstein's Island?
Nothing's better than Epstein's Island. What happened to Epstein's Island?
Good question.
Ask Mandy after she gets back.
Well, I think his brother took over the estate.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The thing is that Marjorie doesn't want to take a cruise that's too big. And I told her that to find ones that aren't big is pretty few and far between.
No, it's not, Alex.
The Viking Ocean going has 300 or 400 person ships, which is very
really?
Yeah.
But they're
I got a kayak you can borrow.
Well, the one we're going on is 168 people. It's a river cruise, so very small.
What river?
The Seine from Paris to Normandy.
Nice.
Oh,
that's very nice.
Wonderful.
How long is it?
We're going on the same one.
8 days. We're going to come back to the East Coast to visit some friends, and then my stepdaughter's graduating college, law school, and then we're going to Paris. So in May.
So you're going to be on the East Coast? You're going to be in New York at all?
We are not going to be in New York. We're going to be in Washington and Hartford.
Oh,
So,
okay.
unfortunately, but we'll be back.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't mind taking a moderate cruise, a couple of thousand people I could live with,
Yeah, like the one I went on in May was like that. It's like one of the smaller Royal Caribbean. It's like one of the older ones. It was Grandeur of the Seas.
Mhm.
It was good. It was
big too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like the idea of a cruise. I never done them, but I like the idea only because I don't have to do anything.
That's right. That's
I
a
bring
nice
I bring my bags, and they're there for the next 10 days or something like that. But there are a lot of good cruises around the Mediterranean.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
I'm gonna start looking at that too. We want to do Croatia and Greece maybe next year.
Yeah. But let us know. We'll go with you.
You are welcome. Come on the one in May. You just were
You
in
have
Paris.
to get Marjorie's approval, though.
Yeah. I'll talk
Thank
to
you,
you,
Mandy.
Marjorie. We'll just tell him where he's going after we've talked.
Well, it's just, the idea of a ship is not a bad idea because everything's there. It's just you don't
Yeah.
want all the kids and you don't want tons of people.
Viking has no kids, and and you get a free excursion in each port. They take
Yeah.
you somewhere off the boat, and the food's good, and the service is supposed to be
How about for
amazing.
us who are impaired physically?
I
You
would
could go on
imagine
a Virgin.
I would imagine they have accommodations for that. I'm sure they do.
I think Virgin cruises are kids, no kids, right?
Right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
We were at an all-inclusive in Mexico a couple of weeks ago, and it was no kids, and it was lovely. It
really?
was just really nice not to have to deal with the little screaming little bastards.
We're in Mexico. Len,
We
we're
were
in
in
Mexico. We're in
Puerto
Mexico.
Vallarta. We were in Puerto Vallarta. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I want to travel in Mexico right now.
Yeah, I felt very safe, to be honest
you?
with you. But yeah,
When you're in a resort, you do. Like if you
Yeah.
don't want to venture out. Remember when we were in
did.
Cabo, they were like, you shouldn't venture
Yeah,
out.
that's true. I mean,
They didn't want to let Lynn into my resort. They gave him the third degree.
Well, they saw what I looked like, and they went, "Yeah, no, we don't want that."
What did they literally guard your resort where you
Oh
were?
yeah, oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah. I had to jump through a few hoops to get Lynn in. Like I had to go up to the front desk and like beg them to let him in.
You had to vouch for him. Wow.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's that dangerous down there.
Well, it does.
It's not.
No, it's
I
not
don't think-
dangerous
I don't
if you
think-
have people guarding where you are.
Well,
I'm saying.
those resorts. They just keep them really safe. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
They don't
I've
want
been in all
people
but
sneaking
two.
in.
I've been in
Yeah.
all but 2 states in Mexico, driving the whole country, working, and I've never once had an incident because I'm not out looking for it. Mexico's dangerous if you're out looking for illicit activities.
Yeah.
You want to watch girls dance on a table? Guess what? It's controlled by
find
the cartel.
So I guess buying Coke is out of the question then.
Well, they have a lot more Pepsi, but you can get Coke.
Yeah, okay. Well, as long as I have Pepsi.
maybe if you just want to buy weed, it'd be safer. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just don't ask for Dr. Pepper.
If I want to buy weed here, all I have to do is we have stores now.
Just go ask Marjorie.
They're
That's
hard
what
to
they
find.
deliver.
Have you been able to find any of the weed stores, Francine?
Yeah, there's one right down the street from me.
Really?
Yeah, a dispensary, like an actual dispensary on 73rd Street.
And have you gone in and bought some?
Yep.
How much? What kind of good prices?
Yeah, it's like I buy the 5 milligram, which is like sort of a half of a dose, really,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like about $40 or something, and like enough for
Because
like
I hear that a lot of people are buying just from illicit people who are selling pot because it's cheaper.
Sure.
Yeah, well,
it's not taxed.
I've been there, done that. So,
Yeah. We have a friend who gets some pot for Marjorie. Marjorie's the pot smoker here. Here's what a lightweight I am. The other day, these people came over and they left some pot. And it was these little, what do they call them, stubbies or something? Is that what they call them, Marjorie?
Yeah.
And so I went, well, I want something that help put me to sleep. I'll just take a puff of this. So I took a puff of it, and man, was it strong. And I coughed like crazy.
Yeah.
And then when I laid in bed and tried to go to sleep, I couldn't go to sleep. All these different thoughts were coming into my head.
Oh no!
And really fast, rapid fire. Yeah.
I only do the edibles. I don't smoke.
I don't do edibles because I don't know how much is in them. Marjorie one time got a candy bar that somebody gave her, a pot candy bar, and she ate the whole thing.
Oh boy.
Well,
And I
wait a
said,
minute.
what did
The
you
lines in the back of the candy bar, I thought it was just design. So I ate the whole thing.
Yeah.
For 3 days.
Wow. 3 days, you were just completely out of it.
Did you live?
I live.
Okay, just checking.
There's no such thing as an overdose of pot. Marjorie has proved that. Okay?
Yeah.
So, but you'll never do that again. But the trouble with the edibles is I don't know how much there is and they're not in there. And I like to be able to.
Well, it says right on the jar how much is in
Yeah,
it.
it's like 5 milligrams, and there's 10 milligrams.
Yeah, but I don't know what that all means.
That's
5 milligrams is fine. Like
No,
it would just
10.
sort of,
10 is
or
fine.
10 is even better, but like that would just make
10,
you kind of nice and
10.
mellow. And
You know, so
yeah,
when somebody
Francine,
went with a
10.
lightweight amount for me, Marjorie went, no, they're higher than that. They're better than that, you know. But I don't know that stuff. You know, I just know I used to buy my weed and it was like from Jamaica and you had to buy this much to even
no,
get high.
if you go into the store, the dispensary, just tell them what you want. Just tell them what you want it for.
Yeah.
And and they're very nice about it. They're very good about it. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just want right now. I just want stuff to put me to sleep, and this stuff did not put me to sleep. You know, but indica puts
Paranoia set in.
Yeah, paranoia set in. A lot of other things, but it went from paranoia to this looking at Marjorie and going, "Oh, I love her," and then over to something else. They were like rapid fire thoughts coming in and out of me for like 2 hours. And I'm trying to go to sleep, you know.
That's awful.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm a lightweight. What can I say? Marjorie would agree with that, right, Marjorie?
Jeffrey has his hand raised.
Yes, I do.
Yes, Jeffrey.
So I once got some pot from my mother-in-law. And
she was your dealer?
Sounds like a joke.
Yeah, no
set
idea.
up for a joke.
I put it in the salad.
Oh, shit.
And she loved it. And she goes, you make the best salad that I've had my whole life. I never told her what it was. Oh my God.
I would look at it.
My wife was going to kill me. She was going to arrest me. But it was a great day.
Boy. Oh, well, you know. I take a little bit of pot every night out of a vape to put me to sleep, you know, indica. But outside of that, I don't like getting high that much. I'm just, you know, Marjorie loves it. But
why not?
Why not? She says to me, I go with something like, do you think we can get addicted to this? She says, what does it matter at our age? You know, we could be addicted to everything. Try heroin. Go ahead. You know, who cares?
Gives a shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my mother's 97 and my sister will not let her have junk food and stuff like that. So I bring her all kinds of stuff. She's 97. Eat the junk food. What are you?
Exactly.
You know, it doesn't mean that because you're 97 years old, you have to have no life at all.
Right.
You know?
Right. She wants a taco from Taco Bell. I bring her one. You know, I mean, what do you want?
What's for somebody health food at 97? Come on,
right?
Health food's going to kill you.
Probably.
Because if you're dying for a taco, you're dying for a taco.
Right.
Paula, do you watch your diet?
Oh, not terribly much, but I gotta go soon. It's after 5, and
I gotta go too. So
okay.
You're not alone.
But it's nice to know that this is a very this is a good place to go for whatever you need to find out.
Yeah. And it's just
so much pot in the house.
I couldn't want a better bunch of people too.
This is the best hour of the week.
I look forward to this. Scott Boddicker, thank you very much. Marjorie Miller, thank you very. What's for dinner?
Well, that I don't know because
it didn't come. I see. Okay, Len, thank you so much for being with us today. Jeffrey Stein, Andrew Deutsch, Francine Witt, Charlene Solis. Hello, Charlene. Paul Levin, great seeing you. Mandy, nice to be in your car. Boy, you got a long drive.
It's like 13 miles.
John Ewing, who just signed off here? Who do we have? Huh?
Andrew Deutsch.
Oh, Andrew Deutsch. He always gets off fast. Anyway, everybody, give a big wave goodbye, and we'll have Edward Berger sign us off by saying,
"That's all, folks."
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank
have
you,
a nice
Alex.
week. See you next Monday. Bye-bye.